What's going on, guys? We are back again, and we are going to be reviewing God of War Ragnarok. Finally, after so long, finally going to be reviewing this game. Uh, Again, I'm kind of shocked that I was able to get this game so quickly, as well as play through it as quickly as I did. Now, for those of you that do not know, this is literally a sequel to the 2018 version of the game, and what occurs in the entirety, if you guys are unaware, Ragnarok is on the verge of beginning. Kratos and Atreus, they are trying to stay out of it. They are trying to just live their lives in peace after the events of 2018. They have spread Faye's ashes, which is, of course, Kratos' former wife, as well as Atreus' mother. And Atreus has a lot of questions about who Loki is, what about this prophecy, and, of course, Kratos, he's trying to prevent anything happening to Atreus. Now, I will say that what's very interesting is once they get done with their normal routine, Freya, she is continually attacking them because, of course, her blaming Kratos and Atreus for them killing her son Balder. Now, at the very beginning of the game, we have where Thor and Odin come to visit Atreus as well as Kratos, offering them a peace treaty in a way if he stops looking for Tyr. Kratos didn't know this. Obviously, he tells him that he either stops or there's going to be a war between them. Now, Kratos, being Kratos, says no, and then this starts a big war between Thor as well as Kratos. He comes back. Odin has closed off all the gates to Valhalla. Not to Valhalla, but to all the 9 realms. So now they have to go find Tyr. They have Brock as well as Sentry that are trying to give them refuge because, again, with all the 9 realms being closed, they have different ways to get through the realms, and they have to gather allies to go up against Odin. Because throughout the entirety of the story, we do have where Atreus has his own journey, so we do play as Atreus off and on throughout the game, as well as Kratos. Now, Kratos goes through a big change in here. We see more memories of him with Faye about how he was very closed off and how Faye taught him to open up his heart to the world, whether she's there or not. And I think that was very interesting because, again, with a lot of people knowing about Kratos more than I do, he going through what he's been through and then losing another wife and then now having to raise his son on his own and not knowing how to do so. All he knows is how to be a god, how to be a warrior, how to be a killer, and a god killer at that. And now he's having to raise his son, and he's trying to be a better man, he's trying to be a better father, he's trying to be a better god than what he used to be. Now, this was very interesting because, again, we had a lot of characters in here that did make a reprise role. Obviously Mimir, and we even got to see Tyr, which there was a twist at the end of the game, which I'm going to try to leave unexpectedly for you guys that have not played the game. You do get to play as Atreus, where you get to a point where Atreus gets very angry. He leaves and he actually goes to Asgard. And what's really cool about Atreus is that we can actually transform into a bear, we can transform into a wolf, we become very strong as Atreus, I will say that. And you get to meet Thrud, who is Thor's daughter. We also get to meet, of course, more Thor, his wife, Odin, Heimdall. We get to meet different other characters that are Norse gods. Now we also get to find out more about what Atreus's lineage is. Now I will say though, for just story-wise, it was kind of interesting with who he met, who is a giant, and what they did with the giants. So for those of you that don't want to be spoiled, then I highly suggest you click off the video, that the giants' souls were transferred into marbles, and then they would be retransferred into another being that did not have a soul. So that was kind of cool what they did, especially if you played the beginning of the game and then you get to the end of what Atreus does with his pet wolf Fenrir. So I will say that's really cool. I also will say it was very interesting on how we were able to get Freya from wanting to kill us to then becoming our ally, because, again, Kratos made peace with Freya after, killing her son. Again, he did the best he could to try to make sure that he was trying to make things right with her because he did not want to kill her. Atreus didn't either. Atreus, he kind of makes some enemies in this game. Him and Sindri, they are thick as thieves, and then unfortunately with what happens, it really messes with his head, and it kind of makes me wonder where exactly we're going to go from here. Where exactly are we going to go further in this game? Because again, for those of you that have not played the game, again, there's going to be spoilers. So for those of you that don't want to be spoiled, I highly recommend you click off the video. That Atreus, he gets blamed because of finding Tyr, and the whole time that we think Tyr is there, he's not. It's actually Odin, and Odin transforms back to himself and kills Brock right in front of everybody. And Sindri blames him for this, and we also find out that Brock didn't have a soul because Sindri brought him back without one. It was just his body. So that's a lot to take in. And then also we find out about the prophecy that Faye found out about Kratos and Atreus, that again we see at the end of the game. So it's really cool that we go through all this different stuff and we actually find out that Atreus and Kratos goes on this long journey, and we find out that unfortunately that they were going to go through all this and they changed their fate, because it was fated that Atreus would join Odin and Kratos would die by the hand of Thor. Unfortunately, that did not happen. Thor dies by Odin. Odin gets transferred into a marble, and Sindri breaks it, and through it, as well as Sif, they have to make their choice to either stay in the Nine Realms as well as make their own lives. And then in a secret ending, you find Tyr. And we also find out that Atreus goes on his own at the very end of the game to go find the other giants, and Kratos is rebuilding the Nine Realms, because that is what Faye saw, and he would be praised as the rebuilder, not the destroyer, if he chose this path, because of him opening up his heart to everybody rather than closing it like he taught Atreus earlier. Now, again, overall, I think this game was absolutely amazing. It really did make my game of the year, honestly, not only for the graphics, but the story, the action, the acting, the just the developing of the game. Everything was very gorgeous. The landscape was amazing. Seeing, doing sledding and very sandy / snow elements, as well as also being able to fight these different gods and everything of that nature. Fighting Odin, fighting Thor, fighting all these different characters. So again, I thought it was awesome, and I'm actually shocked that they did not get nominated for more awards for God of War, to be honest with you. Now, what do I think is going to happen afterwards? That's going to be hard to say. I'm not exactly sure where we're going to be going from here for any kind of hardcore God of War fans, but I'm hoping that we get to see something later on that will be not only enjoyable, but also be able to kind of continue. We are getting a series, so gotta check out that when it does come out. We are definitely getting more content of God of War, but I don't know exactly if it's going to be in book form, or it's going to be in comic form, or in game form, or whatever. So again, it's going to be debatable on what exactly we're going to be getting. But overall, guys, I wanted to give you my review on this. What do you think? I think God of War Ragnarok was absolutely amazing. I love playing it. I'm going to have to go back, and I'm going to have to definitely look at what things I possibly missed, as well as other endings. I just went through the ending. I looked up everything else just to make sure if I missed anything. So I did see about Tyr, and I did see about other things. So I just want to be sure that you guys are able to not only check this out, but also be able to give an opinion. So if you guys aren't able to play the game, definitely try to go play it, man. It is worth it. It is. So for those of you that are unable to go play the game, definitely give it a try, and let me know what you guys think. If you guys did play the game, what was your overall favorite character? What was your overall favorite story arc of it? What was your overall favorite portion of the game? Let me know down in the comments. Hope you guys are enjoying the channel content. Hope you guys are enjoying everything in general. Got a lot of more content coming out. Got some other things that I'm possibly going to talk to you guys about later on at some point. Don't know when. But overall, hope you guys are enjoying everything. And as always, I'll be seeing you on the next one.